keep them alive long enough.
Well, we'll see if Granit Gaming can secure a win in this entire series as they are up 2-1. Let's go to game number 4. The battleground has been chosen. Volskaya Foundry will be the map that we are going to. Zealots will elect to have first pick. And Zealots now, they got to make sure they stay away from getting emotional here. Clear it out. Game 2, unfortunate. Game 3, okay. We had some situations that didn't go our way. We were close to getting wins. Let's clear this one out and go to a game 5.
This is my personal worry about Zealots, that if they fall behind, do they doubt themselves?
Yeah.
Does that doubt translate into mistakes that can be exploited? So Granit Gaming is looking strong, they're looking powerful, they have definitely shown the resilience, and now they're going to Volskaya.
Put Chris on Chromie. I want him on Chromie on this map.
Again, personally, I think whoever loses this series is going to have the mission. If you lose the series, the mission has to be dodge the Crucible. We're only on the second play day, but this is the third game for both of these teams, and it matters a lot. These are important
so
games
weird to me that you say that, but then like I think about it, and it's like we only have 10 weeks.
Yeah.
This is week 2. It's 8 more weeks, and you could be in a position where you are suddenly going to be falling on the HGC. You have to worry about it from day 1.
And I mean, think about who these teams face. Granit Gaming played against Method, against Fnatic, so those are two teams we expect at the top. We expect to fight for offline positions. Whereas when you look at Zealots, they lost against the Leftovers and they lost against the Monkeys. If they now lose against the against Granit Gaming, what does that mean?
They're losing to the bottom of the pack and the middle of the pack.
Exactly. So they lose against teams that they will compete against when they are trying to dodge Crucible spots. And that makes it crazy dangerous, especially if you don't take too many maps. Against Monkeys, they didn't take a single map. Against Leftovers, they only took 1 map. So arguably, they went up against easier opponents than what Granit Gaming faced, and they didn't take any maps against, or only 1 map against direct opponents in a potential fight over, are we going to end up in the Crucible, yes or no? And these maps matter a lot for the map score, the match score. When we look at the end of the season at this, these might be the games where they say, if we would have just won 1 more here, we could have dodged that. For Zealots, this is scary as hell right now.
That it is. So far, what I've been enjoying about Granit Gaming 2 is they've identified really strong picks. For the Zealots, I'm taking them away. Greymane, Garrosh, Phoenix even a little bit here, trying to make sure that they get there for themselves or even pressure out their opponents. And I expect them to do the same here on this battleground. A Garrosh takeaway would be great. Robodobo wants that ability to try and force fights around the control plane. This is a map where Garrosh can be strong. I do want to see a Chromie pickup for Chris. I feel like last week on Team of Spider Queen, he actually had a really solid game on Chromie, stacking like crazy. This is another map where you can stack pretty well. It's just a matter of them finding kills with it, because that's what they missed out on last time.
It's also a bit, when we are talking about the position within the standings, the luck of the draw, because the one thing that the Zealots would really have loved to do is come into Phase 2 and play against very strong opponents where they are the underdog, because it gives them more experience with this lineup and more time to practice and also study opponents that they perceive as a direct competitor. But they didn't get that. They played against Leftovers and Monkeys and they didn't take the maps they needed. This is for all the marbles. Zealots with a ban on Tracer.
Granit Gaming, thinking about their ban here. Will you give away Genji over to Zealots? Will you give away Yrel? They decide to go ahead and ban out Genji. And we'll see if Yrel continues to be the main pickup for Zealots. No, they decide to let her go and they pick up Hanzo instead.
Okay, I want Blaze or Yrel taken early on by Granit Gaming here. This is Volskaya. You want position. Granit Gaming hasn't played Yrel yet. I'm not sure how much they focus on her in scrims, if they respect her as much as the other teams do. It was more so Zealots that were really eager to get her early in those picks. Zealots played Yrel 3 times in this series. Every game they claimed her.
I do wonder, because seeing Yrel being played by Darkmok doesn't seem like something that he would just completely excel at. I don't know, I feel like he's more aggressive. Granted, like he's someone that like fits on a Dahaka, so he plays slower tempo heroes.
He loves jumping around.
He does love jumping around. You're right, yeah. That's true. Ooh, spicy. Call me first pick here for Granit Gaming.
That's okay.
And Malfurion.
Chromie Malfurion. That is kind of. I mean, that's out there. Chromie this early as a pick just basically asks for Zealots to pick something to counter her.
Yeah, Murden's still up and available. Maiev is still up and available.
Yeah. I mean, even Yrel.
Yeah.
Yrel is also going to be able to jump in and just knock her around. Even if you just simply interrupt the combo, that's already going to help you, and you put her in a bad spot.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Goats do be gnomes.
I honestly feel that that is a very, very aggressive first pick.
If they're gonna bolster it with a solid front line, Granit Gaming can make it work for sure.
It doesn't mean you can't make it work, but you're asking for your, like, you are showing a lot of confidence in keeping Chromie alive, because such an early Chromie pick basically asks for gives the opponent the opportunity to say, we're counter picking her. We're actually putting heroes out that are able to jump on her and they are able to really put the pressure on her. And Granit Gaming is saying, yeah, that's fine. We still can get value out of her. We'll keep her alive, and you won't even be able to pull that off, even though we signal from the get-go what we are hoping to do here.
Well, here's a chance for Granit Gaming to ban out anyone that they're scared of. Murden could be a prime ban for them.
Yeah.
Keep Murden off the field.
I mean, Yrel already taken again. This is the 4th time in the 4th game that the Zealots pick Yrel, and she is going to be strong against Chromie here.
They ban Apather. They are not worried at all. Granted, they can make up Murden for themselves if they want to. I wouldn't mind seeing Johanna, though.
To be fair, you ban Murd and your opponent picks Abathon, and all of a sudden Yrel with a symbiote dumps on Chromie.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. That's worse than Murden.
Yeah, if I'm Chromie, I start running and I won't stop. Like, she's gone, we promise. Like, I don't trust you.
You can't even bye-bye. She can Divine Purpose and interrupt it. That's so unfair. Yrel's broken, dude.
That's the reason why pros don't pick bye-bye.
Yes,
They identified it.
Yeah, they knew Yrel before she even came out. Wow. Mind blown. What do you ban here? Johanna?
I got something for the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like Chromie, we see into the future.
Stitches.
Ooh.
Okay. I mean, we had raid boss with really good hooks when they played the last time.
True.
Or am I crazy? The Tomb game that they played was a late Stitches pick for them. That was against Fnatic, and they didn't win it, but still, raid boss had fantastic hooks there. And they played a Chromie Malfurion setup back then too. So they were playing heavily around that, locking them down with Thrall, but playing around Chromie with it. So I get it from the Zealots' perspective. It's actually not a bad ban. They definitely did their homework. They studied what Granit Gaming has done so far, but the adjustment with Johanna and now Phoenix. And we'll talk a lot about how much Yrel was picked for the Zealots, but Phoenix is also a hero that they have now taken in every single one of these games. So this time, it's taken away.
Does that leave them a little bit too squishy on the backline, though? I feel like if they get engaged upon, Yrel will be able to be very annoying.
Yrel is very annoying.
No matter what you draft.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter what you draft.
I'm just worried. I feel like their backline's a little ready to be kind of destroyed if Yrel's able to get back there, especially if they supplement it here with some kind of dive, which is still possible for them.
That's why I'm still thinking about Blaze here. But they have shown really a reluctance to pick Blaze. I mean, we've seen that in this series as a continuous trend. Like, Blaze is just a hero that for some reason they don't want. And on this map, Blaze usually shines even more so than on others. But that extra layer of protection is something that I personally would want with the heroes that they have right now.
He's seen it in reality, man. He is not the hot anymore.
Yeah.
Li Ming and Murden. So there's that dive we were asking for.
It just... All right, bring it. What's it gonna be?
Go full poke. Just throw it up. They dive in, drop Earthquake.
I mean, they play
Thrall.
Up. They like to play with Thrall here. But the thing is, I really don't like Thrall. The thing is, you have with Phoenix, you have the Earthquake synergy and you have Slowing Sands at 2, so maybe that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But I think Thrall, you talked about the squishy backline. Thrall can also burst it much easier, can burst it easier than, let's say, for example, Blaze. I mean, even with Leoric, you have better escape tools, as they showed in the last one. You can play global if you want to play the Haka. He has also more sustain. But you need something to keep that backline alive. That's where I absolutely agree with you. That's why I think if you go into a Blaze, you can pull that off. If they just go full aggression and say, well, we kill them first, can't kill us if they're dead.
It's yellow.
Blaze, thank God.
They did it!
I'm seriously sitting here and I'm just like, that has to be a Blaze pick. And every single time I think he would get value, they're going away from it. And I'm just like, okay, I might be crazy. So
There you go.
that helps you to keep Chromie alive. Gives
Is
you
it
the
enough,
control.
though, for them to win this?
They believe so.
Finish it out, yeah.
Muradin is taken late. We talked about Muradin being a pick. I mean, in general, he's in the meta. He's strong, he's powerful, but he's even more so strong against Chromie. And, I mean, arguably also, of course, against Phoenix. That Stormbolt can absolutely lock him down. It's one of the reasons why you oftentimes pick him.
Yeah.
So we talked about that once we saw Chromie picked in, and they get him on the last pick. They have Uriel 2 for the jump, Hanzo with a follow-up arrow, Li Ming with the on-point damage whenever you get a CC train. This comes back to execution. It's just... You come into the season and you believe, okay, Zealots are the favorite. But right now I see Zealots falling apart in a lot of these fights, and I still think that they are going to have some doubt. And there's so much pressure on this because they need to win right now to force the 5th map. I can see them making mistakes that Granit Gaming exploits, and Granit Gaming seems to be fantastic at exactly that.
Well, it's time to find out as we move into game number 4. Here on the left side in the blue, Zarmi playing Uriel, Chris on Hanzo, Shad on Deckard Cain, Quadnix on Li Ming, and Robodoba on Muradin. Now, Keldor, when you introduce the team on the right, pay attention to Memecraft. Look at his face when we go.
Oh, yeah, okay. What was it?
Doctor Strange, see?
I actually hate how fast production moved that away. That
Yeah,
was
man.
actually, you had really paid attention there. But yeah, we have Granit Gaming with Chromie played by Nanda. We have Wolf John Malfurion. We see Darkmok on Blaze and Raid Boss on Johanna with Memecraft Cumberbatch on Phoenix.
That's right. I'm telling you. Looks just like him. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of poke here in the middle, watching Chromie. Our stacks will be important. We'll make sure to update you guys at home. Also important stacks too is Robodoba. 16. Even if Robodoba is having a hard time getting on Chromie, when that Dwarf Toss comes on at 16, he'll be able to destroy really well. Darkmok comes in for an aggressive jet propulsion here on the top left corner and has to back up. But Robodoba goes forward, puts some damage on Wolf Joe with the help of Quagnix.
This is one thing that's funny with the Blaze. When you go in with a jet propulsion and you hit the stun, then immediately your opponent is in trouble and you can try and follow it up and maybe get a kill. Problem is, if you miss the stun, all of a sudden you're in a spot where like, I don't want to be here.
You're
How do I
instantly
get out of
waddling
this?
away. You're like,
Exactly.
I'm done with this.
This turned very quickly from us potentially getting a kill to us potentially losing something.
Yeah, man. You regret your decision so quickly.
Mistakes were made.
Hard
Rewind.
decisions. Well, bottom lane might be in trouble, actually, as Memecraft is about to get jumped on. Robodoba comes in, still has the Stormbolt available, finally pops it out. Raid Boss can come out with a couple of blinds, though. Finally at the teleport. Man, Memecraft held on to that for a long time. Wanted to make sure that Stormbolt came out first.
Yeah.
And it's just fine.
Yeah, doesn't even lose a lot of hit points here. Shields immediately coming in. Shield mechanic is helpful. So, well, of course, again on Volskaya. So we are going to look towards the first protector rotation once it comes through, and the item control. Those are the key factors for these early game scenarios. And in the early game, I mean, we still have very decent poke, but I think the third wind on Muradin in particular is going to help Zealots a lot in that first objective.
Yeah, certainly. One of the favorite things about Muradin is being able to go in, soak up all that damage, you pull away, you give yourself about 20 seconds, you come back and your opponents are still bruised from the fight and yet you're full healthy. Gonna be great for them. Ooh, gosh, another engage here. Robodoba is landing Stormbolts, already at 4 stacks so far. Darkmok going down to half health. Now I'm looking at Granit Gaming, and I'm waiting for that level 8. I want to know what Chromie's gonna be pulling out here. We'll just be moving into the temporal loop. Ooh, hang on, another Stormbolt. Quagnix from the side, trying to find a kill on Nande. Nande gets hit by Chris too, and it gets picked off.
Well done, but can they survive? Because currently there's a turnaround attempt, and Chris goes down. Trade 1 for 1, and they drop the turret as well. That's a bit unfortunate for them right now. Rainbow still holds on to his, so that gives them a slight lead going into it.
Even starting the support camp here, waiting for Chromie to rotate over. They want to have it low on health before Hanzo can get over here.
They're just trying to get some value out of the turret that they've just dropped.
Trying to clean it up. There you go.
I mean, Uriel already made their way down to the bot lane, and Phoenix is currently taking the camp towards the top right. So this is a bit of an awkward spot where Granit Gaming needs to keep someone close to see if they're actually committing to this at any point. Currently that's not the case, but that is putting them in a spot where Uriel is pushing out the bot lane, and they will have to react to that too. So that turret that was dropped there was a little bit of an awkward... It definitely created an awkward dynamic where they're still not quite sure, are they going to try and take the camp? Do we contest this? Like, how actually are we going to play around that?
They missed an entire wave too, this bottom side.
Just because of this situation, yeah.
Darkmok comes in with a jet propulsion. Minion will keep him alive. They walk over, and Granit Gaming takes it over. But the big scroll comes in, locking down multiple targets.
But Memecraft gets out. He gets out Darkmok as well, so they lose the experience at the bot lane, which is one wave, but they still are on the same XP right now, and they have the extra items. So they have the Healing Pulse, the Biotic Emitter, and they have the turret. So from that perspective, they are looking fantastic now for the first objective here. But it was definitely a weird setup that got created with that kill trade.
Yeah.
So
Akko Taco situation where Granit Gaming pulls ahead. Gonna grab the control point here as they start to come up on points. And we're gonna see how this is gonna pay off here. For Zealots, they're trying to get to level 7, and that means they can start to move in for the fight. Li Ming currently dealing with this top lane, but should be able to clear that out soon, especially with Robodoba anchoring for her. Meanwhile, Granit Gaming, they find another item. This will be 2 turrets and 1 healing pulse.
you think about them potentially invading here, but Zealots are now fully rotated into their own camp, so that's not going to happen. Blaze is soaking the XP at the top, but I think Granit Gaming really just wants to make sure that they get the first Protector.
They want 8 too, half a level, remember Chromie.
Yeah, that too, exactly. So once that they get the first Protector, they can really open up the top lane for the second objective already. So it's kind of crucial for them to try and make these plays here. Zarmony again jumping in onto Raid Boss, but already the time trap on the ground, and Blaze is now moving in as well. They don't have their 8 yet, but they're close.
Raid Boss trying to buy some time, 99% connects, Darkmok goes in, Zarmony is the target, gets focused. But Wolf Joe gets landed here on the back right with the scroll. Quackness goes in for the engaged. Nande will eat the shots for him.
Double turret is on the ground now, but already one taken apart. Okay, exchange. Both of them taking one down. 8 is still not there. Chromie can't use the ult, but they're trying to hold on to this. Good damage against Zarmony. That could be a problem.
Nande continuing to siege away, only sitting at 9 stacks, but he's hitting his Dragon Breath. Front line holding for as long as they can, but Zealots, they want to contest. They continue to move forward. Quack, though, taking some damage and getting pretty low.
Memecraft is trying to get the 8, and there they have it now. So they have the late for Chromie. She can rely on her ult. Slowing Sands in play. Yeah, sorry, time loop, and there it is already. But the stun a bit too early by Darkmore. Chromie goes down. Chris survives. That could be the moment, but the Zealots lose Li Ming.
A big play from Robodoba and Zarmony. They dive straight for that back line, and they actually knock Memecraft straight into the turrets. Can he escape? No! Zarmony able to help get that kill, but Granit Gaming are able to grab the Protector.
And they're actually trying to go for Robodoba, but Darkmok didn't have the stun. But still, 2 are down. So they're going to try and get some value here. One of those turrets on the towers is low, so they can easily get both. And then we're going to see the top lane transition, and that's what's happening right now. Super important for them to get the first one here.
That it is. Top lane being cleared out too. That'll help out the experience that Granit Gaming is going to be looking for. Turret automatically taking some damage. Gate gets cleaned up too. Chromie on our way to start sieging away, only sitting at 9 stacks, but Temporal Loop will be up at about 19 seconds. Me and Granit Gaming can try and go for another blow up if they want, but this time Chromie should be a little bit careful, because Muradin and Zarmony together on Urel are willing to die for every time that pops out.
They get the fountain and immediately move back. And Urel is being attacked again. I mean, they're starting to chase her even a bit just to try and zone Zarmony out here. Darkmok is now money picking it down to the bottom of the map, soaking it out there. I mean, Granit Gaming did everything they wanted to do. They have level 10, they prepared for the second objective, they took the towers down, the fountain is eliminated, so you are already in a decent spot. Slight experience leak, yes, you take that of course as well, but that wasn't really the crucial point here.
Landing all the first control point check marks. Granit Gaming now working on turrets. It's all about that inventory control. Li Ming still thinking about her level 10 here. Feels like Wave of Force would be nice, especially whenever you have Phoenix in position. You can try to interrupt him whenever he tends to teleport away.
It's definitely going to be a tense situation for the second objective. I mean, if you find kills earlier, I think we're going to look at the second fight over the emitter. Actually, with the way that Granit Gaming rotates in, it's a perfect time for them because just now the camp at the bottom left was taken. So they are about to take this. The rotation is coming in, but if they hurry, the arrow comes in. Chromie, Muradin follows it up, at least tries to. Bunker is out. Nanda doesn't use that, but they're going in. The emitter is already stolen away, and here comes the Blessed Shield against Deckard. Shad gets Temporal Loop too. They're trying to go for the kill. They can't confirm it. Zarmony's still in their face, but the hits keep coming.
Zarmony with a big knockback. Darkmok comes in with the Jet Propulsion, does not connect, meaning Granit Gaming will have to back up. A few more stacks coming in for Chromie, only a total of 5, but in terms of stacking, Robodoba is killing it right now, sitting at 18 of the 25 that he needs. Darkmok trying to dive past this fort, wanting to slow down Zarmony, but unable to connect it.
No, the end of the story is that the emitter ends up in the hands of Granit Gaming, so they have again the advantage in items. It's a small one, but it can make all the difference when you're going for that second objective. And Volskaya can be a map where you get snowballed. Another good hit from Chromie, 15 stacks currently for Nanda.
Trying to finish off soon. 6 here from Malfurion on his Broccoli. Raid Boss steps forward, gets a little bit of damage on top of Robodoba, but nothing too substantial. The good news for the Zealots, despite losing the healing pulse a couple of times, is they are pretty even on experience, meaning 13 is a neck for them, and they'll be able to fight in the top lane. But as mentioned, the well being down is always a hindrance.
One of the big things, and we have to come back to this, is simply that the experience got redistributed between the turrets and the forts. So now the forts are worth more, the turrets are worth less, and that means just taking out towers at the front don't really give you that massive lead that we saw in the past. So that was definitely a nice adjustment. Granit Gaming still has a lead, but you are correct. In experience, Zealots are not too far behind, if at all.
For now, they're still coming 13. Hang on, though. Muradin thinking about getting aggressive. Comes up here on the sides. Oh, Temporal Loop going off on top of Urel. A little bit of an interesting decision with Ardent Defender being available. They do put some damage on top of Muradin, too, but he'll be able to hop on out. Arrow comes out, but does not connect as Chris was hoping to hit that back line.
I have to admit that with the Temporal Loop, I mean, if it's a trade in cooldowns, you're still getting value.
Yeah,
you
just
still
don't put focus on her.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as you can bait out the ult on Urel, then you're still in a decent spot. I mean, it is a heroic that takes ages, 100 seconds on it. So that's definitely a good trade where you trade up in cooldowns. And if you can then force another fight in that time window, then she is a lot more vulnerable. Also, I mean, Muradin anchored the play, and they didn't see him in the brush, so...
Eventually, it becomes a game of chicken, similar to Aegis and Ariel from Ariel. Whenever you have the Temporal Loop coming out, typically you expect the Aegis to pop out to try and counter it, but you can get to a point where it's like, all right, they're not going for their combo, and then it becomes like a fun little mini game between the two. So far, what we saw there was Chromie did not go for the combo on the Ardent Defender, meaning that the cooldown was completely wasted. So next time, Uriel might actually hold on to it, and that's where you can have that weird interaction of maybe someone getting blown up.
And it's definitely already a super tense game. And now we just saw, before we dropped out, we saw the next objective announced. So it's like 12 seconds until we are seeing the Protector. And it's a 2-1 score for Granit Gaming. So if they win this game, then Zealots is in such a world of trouble. So it's the second Protector that can really snowball the entire setup for you. So right now, they need to get that position. And I feel it's getting more difficult by the second, because they are having trouble keeping making the engages happen. They had 1 kill against Chromie at the beginning, but outside of that, it so far looks still really good, because we have Raid Boss in particular just waiting for them to engage.
Especially with cooldowns being burned, we have 3 major cooldowns down before we head into that second control point, whereas we only had the 2 spent here for Granit Gaming. So moving into it, Zelda have a harder time forcing the fight, and remember, they're already at a disadvantage with them not having a well, meaning that they can't really dance back and forth, right? If they get that blow up, Granit Gaming does, that means they automatically win that control point, which means they move forward to the late game in a great position.
The one thing that was maybe a bit weird at some point was Blaze is sometimes moving in trying to get the bunker dropped for Chromie, and it wasn't immediately being used. So they have to just make sure that they kind of coordinate it a bit better. Do you use the bunker? Do you try to move away? Do the 2 tanks only just block for you, create some space? That's something that they need to coordinate in the fight. And now we're going up to the top, where you have, of course, also less escape paths available to you. So Chromie is going to try and stay a bit closer to the gate and work from there, which might open up a flank opportunity.
That is very true here. So we'll be setting up a little bit of an update for you guys at home. One of the PCs did crash, so they're currently restarting it. Make sure to get back in the game, and as soon as they reconnect, we'll head back into Volskaya Foundry and see who exactly will get this win. Looking over to the Zealots, though, they do have the potential to actually force these fights and get these kills. We've seen it time and time again. If Muradin can get that launch, get that dive onto a target and clean them up, that's where we'll see them get those resets. And you have a Li Ming being available, it's going to be deadly as we head in to the game once again while we work on level 13.
And yeah, exactly. Level 13 is going to be ready for both teams just in time. But an earlier start for the Zealots. They already moved top with another item taken by both teams, and the rotation will now slowly start. So Blaze is making his way over. We have, with 13, Ice Blow from Alfurion again. That's super important. This is a fantastic talent for him. But it also means that Muradin has that extra survivability through the healing static. So really important ones. Repentance taken, by the way, for Urel here. So a slight adjustment that we are seeing from Zarmany. Increasing the slow and the duration.
Yep. Again, the idea of diving in there in that back line. The switch targets both Phoenix and Chromie. Malfurion even, if that connects with. Gonna be great to have the slows there.
Suppressive fire now for Blaze. So there's definitely a lot of talent adjustments happening right now, trying to target specific heroes on the other side. So when we're talking about suppressive fire, Chromie, Li Ming becomes immediately one of the targets. Hanzo, of course, as well. Then we've just talked about Repentance, where you try to jump in and you put even more pressure onto that backline. Doesn't even have to be Chromie, it can be Phoenix as well. But you definitely need to coordinate your tanks from the Zealots' perspective to make sure that you get that lockdown on a single target and then damage follow-up from either Chris or Living.
Granit Gaming playing it slow, but they are on a timer. They're going to have to start moving up. They want to get this wave clear to go in their favor, so they can get a little bit of vision on their opponents. But Zealots are fighting back well, not allowing for that to happen. While Zarmany controls the top point. Nani steps up. He has the time trap down in case Durell does jump in a little bit too aggressively, while Meancraft on the side continues to poke around. Now Darkmark trying to hold the spot, but Chromie! Wow, she gets sniped.
Yeah, the arrow and then Muradin, that was exactly what happened here. So you need to dodge that arrow. That didn't happen, and all of a sudden the Zealots are on the move, getting the Protector, and they can go in for the kill right now.
Blocks.
Raid boss goes down, perfect blocks happening here. Meancraft is trying to get a counter kill against Quacknix, but he gets healed up. And this is the time for the Zealots to shine. They don't go for the kill against Darkmark immediately, but we still have some zoning happening as well. Robot just doesn't let him pass, and Darkmark's like, I don't know where to go.
Just completely stuck there. Darkmark trying to buy some time here with his straight, and will buy a little bit of time, but that's now suddenly a staggered death. And Zealots with his Protector can push in this top 4, take that down. If they would like to, they can get a little bit more aggressive, maybe even moving for a keep wall. Main issue with that, though, is Chromie is still alive, and you don't want to give her off too many stacks, which they denied so far. She only has 21.
For Blaze, I would recommend Cardio. Then you can maybe squeeze past them there, but the body blocks were just like too strong. Blaze is a big boy. It's not quite on Stitch's format, but still, Blaze not able to move past, not even with the jet propulsion. And Darkmark's just sitting there, was like, I guess I try to escape to the top. That didn't work out. They drop him, so good kill. And the Zealots even staggering that kill, which made it even better for them. And now they're moving through the top, through the bot lane. Massive amounts of experience tickling into their hands. 16 versus 14. The extra talent. Zealots on a tear at this point.
You recommend cardio, I recommend a soapy shower, making sure that you're able to seep on through. Get a lot of soap, all the soap suds let you through any tight crevice.
Wait, let me just rephrase that. So you want him to oil up?
Mm-hmm. Know it.
Hey.
Cap of Pride. Granit Gaming moves in, gets a little bit of damage here. Turret gets picked up. Zealots really finding their footing now here in the late game.
I mean, I appreciate the Cap of Pride, but you didn't even get it. I mean, it's Blaze, you know, oil up.
Oh. Hey, this is a two-form joke. Look at you.
Yeah, I mean, King all out there.
Dang, dude.
That joke has more layers than an onion.
You know why Blaze uses oil?
Because he can.
Exactly. The jokes are killing it today as Zealots are killing Granit Gaming right now. 17 to 15.5 right now. They open up the map and they're set up for the next control point, which will be on the bottom lane. Granit Gaming getting a little bit reserved, actually. Trying to soak up level 16.
Granit Gaming is behind. Exactly where they want to be.
Oh, you're right. You're right, actually. Did Zealots misplay?
Zealots misplayed by killing them there. Okay, so jokes aside, I mean, right now, if they're getting another kill, if they can fight on 16 and force another fight on the Granit Gaming on a talent disadvantage for the red team, would be great. But the shots come in. Nanda, again, when we're talking about Chromie, the stacks, of course, are playing a massive role here. And it's currently sitting at 24. We are 14 minutes into the game. Definitely not quite getting the value that they were hoping for that. But I mean, as long as you confirm a kill later, it doesn't really matter. The question is, can they pull that off? Because now the big problem for Granit Gaming is that the talent advantage gave Zealots map control. That made sure that they got the items, and now we have them in a fantastic spot for the next objective. So Granit Gaming, yes, they are back on even talents. 16, but still nearly 2 levels behind, and they have lost a lot of control. 2 turrets here between the 3 heroes that we see to the top. Biotic emitter taken 2. Zealots are more than prepared for the next objective.
Yeah, they certainly are. Granit Gaming will attempt to at least equalize out that top lane. They'll be looking for a fight probably around that control point on the south side, unless they can find something here around the healing pulse, but no one has stepped up. But Granit Gaming, definitely a position here where now they're on the back foot. And moving up to that control point will be difficult. They may actually have to come from the middle lane, seep their way on in, because coming through the bottom will be a bit of an odd choke for them, especially with Muradin constantly controlling the anchors. He's making sure that there is no way for anyone from Granit Gaming to flank in, which is going to be good for them. Urel is missing the top lane, though, which might be the indicator for Granit Gaming to go in. They still have that temporal loop.
Yeah, and now we have the... that isn't even a chance that they're getting 20. I mean, it's 30 seconds until we are seeing the next control point coming online. But depending on how you play that and how you delay and how you soak, you can actually even try and get towards level 20 with that. You can give up a fair share of progress on your opponent's side just to make sure that you get that lead. They're still a level behind, so not very likely but it's definitely something to consider depending on how the fight goes now.
Oh, Blaze goes straight down the point in the bottom. They don't know where Zealots are at. Zealots are actually on their way over here to the turret. They want to invade.
They actually were trying
Blaze
to turret,
forces.
but they didn't get that. Blessed Shield comes out, they're going in. The loop is there. Shat is in trouble. He's about to fall, keeps himself alive a bit longer, but falls eventually. And Granit Gaming does it again. They find the kill.
4v5. They didn't even have Memecraft there, but Memecraft steps up, and now he's able to force a fight too. He has Salvo available. He's putting damage on Robodoba. Granit Gaming are able to win that engage.
And they also pulled 2 towers. 2 turrets have been used here. It's just, this is just getting silly. Granit Gaming is again behind, they lose the item control, and then Zealots, they think they can get a bit more, go a bit too deep. Granit Gaming goes for Deca, they get the kill, and all of a sudden they are taking a massive lead on the objective. Half a level away from the Zealots, but 16 seconds until Deca Kane is back to business, and then he has to walk over to the bottom right. He is an old geezer, so it's going to take him a little bit longer, and that might actually give Granit Gaming the protector.
Will they be able to get 20 in time? You're also trying to soak in the middle.
It's going to be so close.
It's going to be close, really close. Granit Gaming may have to fight at a talent disadvantage. The good news is they do have Chromie's 20 here, so being able to keep tossing in the damage. Piercing Sounds picked up.
Look at where they got is. 10%. 10% for Granit. They need to go in right now. Blessed Shield. They go for Muradin. They're trying to stop him. The Protector is there. They have to give it up. They will have the 20 for the defense, but they needed to give up the objective.
Granit Gaming can rotate out now and try to get 20 for themselves. Putting Chromie in that back line too. Playing it as safe as they can. Memecraft having the ability to, of course, teleport away will make it a bit safer choice than Chromie.
Look at the amount of structures that we have on the map on the Zealot side. If Granit Gaming plays it well with the Protector, they should definitely be able to, I mean, maybe not quite get 20, but they're going to get very close.
Zealots with the 20 are stepping up. Thinking about forcing the fight. They got Rewind here. Muradin's not in any trouble.
Granit Gaming doesn't even have to get a lot out of the Protector per se. It was just important to deny to the Zealots so that you don't lose on a keep or maybe even the game. But of course now the goal is to soak experience with this. And Zealots have to be careful. That Protector is no joke. So if you get locked down at any point by it, and then or maybe Darkmog with a stun and then follow up, you're going to be in a world of pain. But getting forwards would be great. They engage into the backline though.
Memecraft dodges out in the Storm Bolt. Arrow also coming out too. Hanzo putting a little bit of damage there. Chris continuing to kite backwards, but now the Protector goes around, grabs a fort. I'm watching Robodoba. His Stormbolt is up and available again, so he can toss in if he would like to.
They have half a minute with the Protector. Stormbolt misses again. Was anticipating Darkmog to move to the right. That didn't happen. Protector moves to the top. They're getting the experience here on the lane. 19.5. They might not even quite get 20 with the Protector, but it's going to be super close. And for the objective, it's going to be ready. Zealots are going to try and get more items. Take the camps if they still hold the Storm Talent advantage by the time that Protector is gone.
Take out the well too. First layer of defense now gone for Granit Gaming. Whew!
Yeah.
Granit Gaming has done it. They have held on.
It's getting spicy again.
And honestly, if you told me to pick a winner right now, I don't know if I could pick one.
It's definitely getting a bit rough. The thing is, Nande is just not getting stacks. He's sitting at 27 stacks with Chromie. 19 minutes into the game. That's just not good. Shifting Sands and Piercing Sands, if he starts to connect these, it's going to be great. But, I mean, as long as they confirm a kill, it doesn't really matter how many stacks he has. Of course, the constant poke would be great if they had more damage, because it would give them a more positional advantage. But if they can confirm snap kills, who cares?
I'm almost afraid to say this because of how wrong I was with the Team Liquid, but it almost feels like Chromie is sort of like bait here. She drops Temporal Loop, and then she runs away and tries to get the arrow every time. That happened in the last 2 fights. That's how Decker Kane fell.
I mean, they could try that. Lunar Shower is taken. We have Blinded by the Light, so the Storm Shield variation on Johanna has now also been picked up. Just really trying to layer the defense to make sure that Chromie survives when the jump is on her. Unconquered Spirit is going to keep Phoenix in a decent spot, so Chromie is going to be the priority target, especially with Robodoba running, I mean, Rewind on his Muradin, so he gets those stuns in.
There's posturing around the support camp, trying to make sure that Zealots do not get it. We do have 5 Bottomless Flask already set down.
Yeah. This is a great talent, of course, now for Zealots. I mean, we talk a lot about how Granit Gaming is making their way back into this, but for the Zealots, especially the Bottomless Flasks are going to be fantastic if they force fights on certain points.
Yeah. Having that constant healing in there. always wonderful. Robodobo can back up the He takes too much poke. Gosh, they continue to dance back and forth. Finally, a Stormbolt connects. It's going to be on top of Blaze. Will he have a time to drop the bunker? The bunker comes out. Joe steps up, dropping the root too, so Darkbot can get out.
Yeah, Blaze is a bit of a weird target to go for, but they try to make that happen.
Temporal loop.
Temporal loop. Okay, Arrow is out. Temporal loop not finding the kill just yet. Wolfjo actually with a very interesting Twilight Dream there in the back. Beamcraft is down. And they're trying to get a counter kill, but it looks very, very unlikely. Robodoba is already on a mission to take Chromie apart. Zarmony jumping in deep. They're looking for that second kill. They're trying to find it. Ice Bomb being used as Wolfjo expects the Stormbolt that doesn't come.
The Repulsion trying to split a member into them, but splits out Granit Gaming. They were able to escape. Sport Camp now up for grabs. 40 seconds until Phoenix is back on the field.
What happened with Malfurion there? It felt like he went out of the bunker and immediately dropped the Twilight Dream, and but it didn't hit anyone. Or am I crazy?
Yeah, I think the bunker expired right when you hit R. I'm not sure what he was landing for. It was definitely an aggressive play. Maybe he thought he had the blink at 20. Might have been a moment.
Yeah,
definitely a misclick. Definitely a misclick.
Yeah. I was slightly confused because I wasn't quite sure if I saw that correctly. My attention was focused more so towards the frontliners, and I just saw it in the back. Yeah, so another 4 seconds until Phoenix is back, and they take just the objectives. I mean, they have 3 turrets now.
Granit Gaming may just have to force the issue. Temporal Loop is up and available.
They have 4 turrets. They even had to drop a turret just because they didn't have enough. They didn't have anyone that could pick it up. So they just were trying to deny it to Granit Gaming. Zealots are in such a prime position to take this Protector, and we're 22 minutes in. That thing is going to be a beast.
They know it too.
And you have the bottomless flash. I mean, this is impossible to win for Granit Gaming, right? Against all these items, against the bottomless flash, that position is unconquerable.
They have to blow up somebody and get a really good salvo. But Decker Kane, stay a while. This is going to make it difficult for them to engage. They're dancing around. 2 turrets come out.
They're going to try. I mean, if they get a good temporal loop, then maybe already on Phoenix. Phoenix gets low. Arrow comes through. Here comes the wave of force. Li Ming keeps him in place, and that is the end of him. The Protoss is dead, and that's a 5 versus 4 for Zealots with a ton of items in their hands. They are going to look and end the game here. Even a jump forward, trying to lock Darkmog into place now too. Malfurion in trouble. Here comes finally a great Twilight Dream, but there's just no follow-up.
Too little, too late. Darkmox next as Chris continues to work on the auto attacks. You have Johanna on the backline doing what you can. Chromie hang out for a couple minutes, but she's going to get blown up too as well as Granit Gaming loses all 5. And you got to call out Quack too. Coming with that repulsion to make sure they get the kill on Phoenix. He went for the teleport at the last second, but the repulsion interrupted it and they were able to secure that kill.
So many erupts there too. The Arrow of Hanzo coming out, then the repulsion coming in. They really dominated the last fight. But that was already, it looked very much like checkmate for them. I mean, the bottomless flash, all in position already. You have 5 items on your heroes. You have every single card stacked in your favor. Granit Gaming, they lose game number 4, and we will bring this series into a final 5th game between the 2 teams here, deciding who drops all the way to the bottom of the standings and which team picks up the first win in Phase 2.
And I'm all right with it. A game number 5 between these 2 teams?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens, man.
I don't think they are too happy with it, but I'm definitely okay with that.
Really solid play there towards the end, just having full control over the map, and of course full control over Phoenix, not giving a chance for Memecraft to teleport out of the fight, allowed for them to get that pick. Chromie, of course, also controlled well, not being able to get many stacks there. I don't even think she cleared the 30 mark. As Zealots earn a win, tie the series, and send us off to a game at number 5.
We're going to have